It was good. I realized week one that one, I'm thankful and grateful to have this job, and two, I really don't want to do this kind of job anymore.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Well, it's good that it only took you a week, because once I went up and started being a normal real estate agent with Brian, I realized that's not what I wanted to do either.
Yeah.
It took me more like 100 days to figure that out.
Yeah. My wife and I had a nice heart talk, I guess, one day about it. I'm like, I know what I want to be doing, and this is not it. I will look at this as an opportunity to learn some new things, make some new contacts in this, in the medical device space. These are all people that are potential clients for the CAPA and NCR training that I want to do. So and they pay me. So that's always nice to have a paid gig,
Right. Well, and when your basic needs are covered, it's easier to be creative.
And to that point, this morning at 5:30 in the morning, I wrote what I think is going to be in another bit that's going to be in my next show. So
there you go. Nice. 1 week away from the big show, huh?
1 week away from the big show, the big birthday show.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I have a quick question because I'm afraid I'll forget later. How do we go back and watch any of the older calls?
They're all on the YouTube. So
okay. So I found the YouTube channel, but it looked like it was just a lot of yours and Matt's conversations.
It should be all the keynotes on there.
Okay. All right. Just Keynote Crusher. I think that's how I got to it last time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the advantage of putting Keynote and Crusher in the weird spelling.
Yes.
But
okay.
If there's anyone in particular you're looking for, I tried to line them up by date. So
I'll look again. I looked kind of quickly and thought maybe I'm in the wrong place, but I'll try again. I'll send you a quick email if I need a little help.
Okay. I mean, they should all be in there, and if they're not, I'd like to know.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I'm curious. I'll follow up on that.
Well, you don't need to. If I don't find one I'm looking for, I'll let you know it's not there.
I'm guessing that Natasha forgot again on Saturday morning. So
not her time. It's not her time, man.
I think she's got the small kids, and apparently, I think she might need a better time. Let's put it that way for her.
Well, I have to admit, if it was any earlier, it'd be hard for me. So I feel grateful for that.
Well, Chris has the early time slot.
Yeah. I do have the early time slot, and that's why she's on my time zone. So she's up in Seattle, so that might be it. All right, well, let's get this party started. I know Matt apparently is chomping at the bit here. He's standing, he's ready to go. He's not even wearing a hat. I mean, this is he's motivated. It's all.
I almost put on a sport jacket to channel my inner Chris, but. I was running around with the baby, and she had a waffle, and I'm like, I don't need syrup all over me this morning.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let me ask you guys something, because I was thinking about this. Is anyone right now out of I guess you two, are you preparing a speech or a presentation of any sort for anybody anytime soon? Does anybody have something coming up?
I don't yet. What I'm doing today is just it's more of a smaller group presentation for our buyer's agents, kind of a lead conversion mini class. Brian's doing the success principles the last Thursday of every month. And this month I'm in Nicaragua, but I'm hoping that he'll finally let go of some reins and give me a couple of pieces of that 3-hour workshop at the end of June. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say yes, just because I believe that he will do that because he knows how important it is to me.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I was just curious if we were preparing for anything, because I don't have anything on the books like I'm preparing for. So I was just kind of curious what you guys had going on.
I have my stand-up comedy show. I'm preparing for that.
Yes.
Well, maybe you should go today.
That is a speaking engagement. So let's put it that way.
That's true. Okay.
I may not be getting paid for it, but that is a speaking engagement. So.
The reason I brought it up, because I'm slotted to speak, which I can speak. And since Joyce and Natasha aren't here to do it, I was wondering about I've been putting a lot of effort, and thought into making this business for real and getting away from the day job and things I've been reading and everything. Chris, I think we talked about it in the TTT and finding your niche and all that. One thing that I'm contemplating a lot is like, what's target audience? What's the pain point? Like, what's the specific stuff I'm going for? I didn't know if you guys would maybe be open to skipping my presentation and maybe just talking about stuff like that. Would that be interesting to you guys, or should we stick on topic of presenting?
I'm okay.
Well, if it helps you, let's do it.
Yep.
If it helps you become a professional speaker full time, I think that's why I'm here.
Okay. Okay. No, that's great. I just didn't want to derail.
So we're good.
Okay, cool. Well, JoAnna, why don't you go first then, and you can do your presentation if you're ready, and
Sure.
and then we can kind of end on just talking about whatever.
You bet. It sounds good. This shouldn't.
Okay.
This is a small group. So we have 3 buyers agents, and I'm focusing on lead conversion, and it's really more of a role play situation, but I just haven't taught it in this way before. So this was a great opportunity to run through it. So
Great.
I'm just going to pretend you guys are my agents because I have Q&A and sort of a role play question. So, but really you're buyers is what you are. So,
Okay.
and the title of this section is called How to Get from Hello, My Name Is to Congratulations, Here Are Your Keys.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
When you stay up all night trying to figure out what you're going to present. I mean, I knew what I was going to present. I just didn't know how I wanted to work it. So actually I even set myself up to be able to stand up. So, Matt, I'm just going to pretend you're one of my buyer's agents. Chris, you're one of my buyer's agents. So, I'm the agent. You guys are the buyers. You've come into an open house. Hi, my name's JoAnna Blackstock with the Brian Ernst Realty Group. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
Great. I'm good. So what caught your attention about this property?
The bushes out front.
Oh, you like rose bushes. Great.
Yeah. No,
How
that's great.
did you hear about our open house today?
I saw your Facebook post.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad to know that's working. So how long have you been looking for a house with rose bushes?
My whole life, JoAnna. Thank you for asking. I've actually been in the market for a few months now, starting to get serious.
Okay, so gardening's important to you, sounds like. That's kind of a fun niche. Super.
That's right.
Well, when do you guys plan on moving?
I guess when we find the right place. We're lucky that we don't have to rush. So.
Good. So where do you live?
I'm sorry, you were cutting out.
Where do you live now?
On the other side of town. We're looking to start something new.
Okay. Is it school district or price range, or just time to get a different place for your lifestyle?
See something new, but we do like the schools out here. We're planning on having kids in the next couple of years, so that'd be important to us. Yes.
Good. Well, please have a look around, and before you head out, I just wanted to ask you a couple more questions, make sure I've helped you in every way I can today.
Okay.
So now you're on your way out. Is there anything about this house, Matt, that doesn't fit your needs?
I was hoping to have some sort of like office space. I know this has that extra bedroom, but I'm not sure it's big enough for the office yet.
Well, I can understand that. I work from home, so I understand the importance of that. We've got about 12 to 15 houses in this immediate area getting ready to come on the market. The owner's in the process of painting, carpeting. One of them's getting some new granite in the kitchen. Would it be of interest to you to know about those before they hit the market, before they're able to be seen on Zillow or Realtor.com, kind of give you first option at them?
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Great. Well, I promise I won't spam you, but if I can get a little contact information, I'll be sure you know about them before they hit the market, so you can have a preview if this one sells today, or if we don't find another one that fits your needs in the meantime.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Sign in. Okay. So I'm teaching them how to get contact information by providing value. You're not hounding them, not asking them, providing value. So Chris, you're my internet lead. You're my phone lead. I'm calling you on the phone. You've sent a question through our website. And you ask, how much is 123 Happy Hollow Lane? So I get you on the phone.
How much is 123 Happy Hollow Lane?
Well, actually that property is already sold, but we have several more like it. What price range are you looking for?
We're looking in the 700,000.
Okay. And is that the general area that you're wanting to be in?
Well, we're looking to upgrade. we like the house that we're in now, but we don't love it. You know, we want a backyard, someplace to put a swing. We have a swing in the front yard. We want to put up a trampoline, something for the kids, you know.
So if you could change one thing about your current house, it'd be bigger yard.
And no, we have a spool, a no spool.
Oh, gotcha. What about 1, 2, 3 Happy Hollow Lane that caught your attention?
Well, it looks like it had a pretty big backyard for California, which most California homes don't. So we wanted to learn a little bit more about that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we've got about 10 or 12 houses getting ready to come on the market that have been doing various stages of getting prepped for the market. Would it be of value to you if I let you know about those before they hit the market, and maybe you can have a chance to preview them before the whole rest of the community season? Would that be of interest to you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're pretty motivated to move.
Oh, great. And do you need to sell the house you're in before you make a purchase?
We're kind of planning renting, but yeah, we definitely, I think we're considering selling it, absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, maybe it might be easiest if we got together and I gave you a little idea of what to expect for your house, so that when you find the right property, you'll know if you need to sell yours or if you want to go ahead and move forward on something, because, you know, things are moving pretty fast. Obviously, this one's only been on the market a few days and it's already gone. Would a home evaluation be of interest to you at this point, or help you in your decision process?
Yeah, I think that would help us.
Great. Well, no pressure at all. I'm actually going to be in your area next week. Would Wednesday at 3 o'clock or would Thursday at 4 be better?
Probably 4 o'clock. You know, pick up the kids around 3, so Thursday.
Great. And will your wife be home from work by that time?
She works from home, so she'll.
Oh, perfect. So if you wouldn't mind, just give her notice that I'll be stopping by. It's usually easiest to get you guys together because you have different questions, as you probably well know how that works. And give you a little home evaluation. Maybe by then I'll have a list of some of these homes that are really ready to get into, and if that's of interest to you, I'll make sure you're one of the first ones to see it. Sound good?
Let me check with the boss, and I think Thursday works for me for sure. Let me just check with her.
Great. Well, I'll follow up with you in the morning. We'll get that confirmed. And what's the best number to reach you?
951-526-6036.
Got it. Great. So really the point in all this is just going in. So that's really the gist of it. So I have 3 or 4. They all actually come back to the same question.
Okay.
So from a feedback standpoint, I know this is more of a training than a presentation. Anything you guys think I could improve on there?
I really like the fact.
Oh,
You just hit mute. You both hit mute. I can't hear either one of you. You're
Can you
both
hear
muted.
me?
I can hear you. I cannot hear Chris.
It says I was muted by the host.
Chris is muted.
This is actually wonderful. I enjoy Chris like this a lot, JoAnna.
Well, I asked you the question, so go ahead, Matt.
That's right. This is Chris. You can log off, man. We're good. I was going to say, I really like the idea of you saying, I want to help you out before things go to market. I think that adds that, you're special. I'm going to hook you up. You're in the know now. You know, that type of thing. So I really like that a lot. I think, and I like the way you're going with, like, especially with the internet one, you know, just a phone call of like coming out and doing something of value to do their home value, to kind of get the ball rolling, to, you know, I would almost, I'm sorry, this is my first time hearing it, so it kind of went fast, but in some way it's kind of like, I would say, you know, I am here to help. And one thing I've noticed that a lot of my past clients love is we get your home evaluation up front and early, so you have all the power, whether you know you need to sell it quickly or you have time to buy a house and then move through that process. Because that way it takes away your stress. That's my job, you know, is to help really put on that I'm here for you. And so then you would do stuff like that. As far as setting the appointments go, you asked, I think, a couple times yes or no questions, like, would you like a home evaluation? No. Now you're screwed. Never ask a close-ended question especially on the phone, because you don't have the advantage of being a nice person that I can see your face and I can relate to you. So on the phone, you never want to say, you know, would a home evaluation benefit you? I like the way you led into it. Like I'm open Wednesday, or I'm in your area. So maybe just say, I'm here to help you. A home evaluation is a great way to go. I'm going to be in your area next week. Do you think Wednesday or Thursday would be better? Kind of put those together, but take out the yes or no questions.
Got it. Good deal.
Yeah, no, other than that, it was good. And I like the way you did it with me when I was in the house too.
Great.
And that could be a thing too. You do the same stuff, I guess,
Well,
by the way.
point. So there's 4 or 5 more scenarios. And the whole point is, these are the questions you ask. This is the next step. And it doesn't matter whether it's phone, walk in, meet them at the grocery store, ask these 7 questions, get it converted.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Yeah.
I don't want to bore you guys with the rest of them.
No, they're good. And like I said, I would just kind of, like I said, steer away from yes or no questions.
Got it.
People can just shut you down.
Oh yeah.
And then once you get that no, it's kind of like, oh, then you're, scratching and clawing to do anything else. So, but no, other than that, I thought it was really good.
Great. Thank you.
You've obviously been doing this a while, huh?
Yeah.
How long have you been in real estate?
15 years.
A couple of years under your belt. That's
Just
awesome.
a little.
That's
I'm
awesome.
psychologically unemployable.
I like that.
I'm slowly moving into that direction.
No, I was going to say, I think Chris can relate.
Yeah. Who unmuted him, by the way?
I unmuted myself. Apparently, I was trying to mute myself when you were talking, and I muted you. So I'm sure there's something in that, but we don't have to.
That's definitely a Freudian thing, I think.
I want Matt to be quiet.
Oh, great. Now you sound like my family.
I'll tell you, first on Matt's, I thought the best question you asked was, so what was it about this house that made you come in?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's an interesting thing that I got on the internet, just as an aside. I was going for a job interview, and they said, one of the best questions you can ask before they say, okay, well, tell me about yourself. They said, instead of starting going into selling yourself immediately, just go, well, before I do that, may I ask a quick question? What was it about my resume that prompted you to bring me in today? And you have them put in the mindset in their head that what's good about you. So I really thought that question you asked was the best one by far. Because now you're saying, what brought you in about this? I thought those were really great. That was a really great question, because what do you like about this? And one, it gives you information that obviously you used really well with that, like, oh, you're into roses, or you're into the flower. Like, it started in our casual conversation. I thought that was, I actually tried this on the job interview, and the guy went, wow, that's a really good question. I'm like, thank you.
I'm so glad you brought it up, because it's not really an aside, because my main job besides training the agents is recruiting. So what is it about our team that made you want to call me regarding the ad? I mean, I hadn't thought about that transferring into the job search side. So thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question, Chris.
Well, and now think of it. This is also something for you to unpack a little of the success principles in here to lead into the other thing, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to think about, and because you could talk about this moment as kind of to break up these scenarios a little bit, is you could break up and say, what did you notice about this? Well, I just want to draw attention to this one question that I asked. Now you've got people thinking positively about this. Or positive, what prompted you to call, somebody asked what prompted you to call me for this listing, or whatever it is. Something that gets them, what drew your attention to me? People thinking positive about what they're doing, and then they're thinking positively. Oh, this person is in a general mindset of thinking positively. So that might be a way to kind of sneak in a little bit of the success principle in this idea.
I like that.
And break up your questions, break up the scenarios. Instead of one scenario after another, you could unpack it a little bit. So just the thought off the top.
No, that's good. I like it.
But I really liked how you worked with Matt and kind of built a rapport and said, hey, I'm here to help you. I thought that was good. I think, as Matt said on the phone, it'd be interesting to see how would you phrase that question about, having a home evaluation. what kind of benefit would that bring to you? And leave it like that. Like that. So you're asking the exact same question.
Yes or no. Mm-hmm.
Right, so what kind of benefit do you think that would bring to you if we were to do that for you? Oh, well, what benefit could I bring to you? It's that whole phraseology where you're positioning yourself in a positive way. What kind of value? Oh, you're going to bring me value? Well, you know what would also be helpful to me? If you told me about this and my kids, what about the school districts? And what? Positioning yourself and letting people think about that. I think one of the key things that you're going to want to watch out for is not talking over them. I thought you also did that.
Okay.
Let them think that thought. Give them time, especially over the phone. It might be like, well, it might get quiet. The person's like,
yeah, it's different to like not really be with a client versus teaching this. So I'm sure I went too fast.
So I like I said, like for me, I think it just got me thinking about this. Like, how would you do this? I'm learning from you. So thank you for this one, because these are really great. I'm meeting someone tonight who has a car dealership. And it's kind of an informal meeting, and I said, well, what kind of benefit would you bring to your team if you had better leadership?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, JoAnna, this is great for everyone. I'm glad you did this.
Well, thanks. If you have any more questions about that, Chris, that's my previous life, and Brian's too. Brian more recently than myself, but as far as the mentality of the dealership, in fact, his mom's a CFO over 3 of them. So if you have any specific, looking for pain points, you could probably catch him about 4 o'clock today when he's driving back from paintball for an hour on the phone. Not that you want to talk to him for an hour, but
4 o'clock would be
Central Time.
2 your time.
All right, I think I'm gonna make a little call to my dealership call. I haven't
Yeah.
spoken in a while, so
Yeah.
You never know what's going to come out of these calls.
I know. So JoAnna, Chris brought up a point. I wrote down the word feel too. Because that question about, what are you looking for? What do you like about this house? And when he goes into like the backyard, a follow-up is like, how do you see yourself enjoying the backyard? Because people don't buy, as you know, on logic, they buy on emotion. And I think the more emotion, the more, like you said, the more questions you bring up. And then one thing I think too, I think you did it, but unique facts, data, anything to kind of make you seem even smarter and on top of the game, I think really would lend some credibility. Like, what do you think about the backyard? It's like, oh man, I know of 3. They have, I don't know, one's a ½ acre, one's going to be a 3/4. I don't know, just something to kind of make it seem like you are in the know, and whoever your rep is, can really bring that value. So
it's great. It's so helpful to have the 2 of you outside the industry to kind of remind me what the public really is thinking.
Yeah.
So that's really, really good. I always know what to do in the moment, but training it's a little trickier.
Well, I think that idea of, how do you feel? How is it going to make you feel when you have a big backyard?
Oh yeah, this is a feel, felt, found situation for sure.
Yeah. I think about that. It's like, so tell me a little bit. Your kids like the trampoline. What is it about you that's prompting you to want to get this bigger?
Tell me about your kids. You know what I mean?
The whole idea of the conversions, the know, like, and trust. And so this is good for me to remember to throw those in as well.
Yeah. I think you did a little better job with Matthew, like in the house thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the challenge is on the phone trying to build that same rapport. It's different when you look at somebody in the eyeball going, I'm here to help. And they can see the sincerity and be like, look, here's the thing. What did you like about it? And those kind of pieces are easier. Mm-hmm. But when on the phone, really that conversion a little bit is, you have to be even more precise. Right? Because, I'm like, I just want to find out for sale.
And I'm assuming you're doing this for new reps, right? You're trying to give them some.
Actually, they're not new. They're just really sucking at lead conversion. And I think they just haven't had a lot of practice and maybe not much training at all.
Okay.
And Brian and I are formerly coaches of a coaching group that does this like all the time, and we haven't really had time to coach them. So it's a careful balance between like being insulting and then reminding them this is how it works. Because I mean,
Sure.
even after 15 years, I go to trainings all the time. So
Sure. Because one thing I was going to say too, especially on the phone, is I think it's important to memorize the questions and know what the point of the questions are. But like Chris said, you have to listen to the answers. I know when I get calls sometimes and it's from like the blood drive or whatever, it's like, I'm like, they're reading a script and it's off-putting. It's like, just ask me to bring in, if I want to donate blood. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, what do you think about this house? Oh, the backyard's really nice. And then you jump topic because you're on another question or something. It's going to really be a disconnect. So I would really stress, listen first. But if they have, the ideas memorized, maybe they don't have to do them in order, so they can jump ship if they want to get into the backyard or, whatever the customer brings up.
So we're listening for the pain point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's really helpful.
Like you said, especially on the phone. So yeah, that's good.
I think
I like that.
I really like the idea of you interweaving more of the success principles.
I did too.
I think now that you're thinking about like that added value piece and go, this is why this question works so well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we haven't started the book club, but I'm starting it. I don't care if Brian hasn't thought of this or doesn't want it. He'll want to do it. But I want the team to be reading the success principles, 3 chapters a week. And I can, with that in mind, knowing how to help them incorporate it. Because that's the warm fuzzy that they're going to get with people, is using this real life stuff too.
And it's the warm fuzzy they're going to get from you. Now, is your intention, is this is an open thing, or these are your reps, right?
These are our reps, yeah. And we have 3 right now, but we'll have at least 20 by the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
And I'm in charge of recruiting. So a lot of these questions will just be different words, but same idea of lead conversion. Do I have somebody that's really interested in our team? Do we need to have another conversation? Do they need a personality assessment versus a home evaluation? So it's good. When we train, we're learning it again, of course. So
yeah.
I was thinking that this would be an easy one. This would be a kind of an interesting one to convert from other agents to your team.
I think so too.
So let's walk through a scenario here. So, when I spoke to them, what do you think? Let's say, who are some of my more experienced? What do you think is the most important question I asked? And then you go back to the beginning. It's like positioning myself as, what do you like about it? Because I just got a lot of information from them when I asked that question, and I put them in this mindset. There's a principle that talks about putting your attention on, and you can immediately go and like, oh, I've never heard that before. That's cool. I've heard, do this, but now I've never heard of this principle.
Oh, and by the way, I have a box of books right here. It only took Keller Williams about 12 years of giving me these books for me to finally go, okay, I'll talk to him.
There you go.
No, that's great. That's really helpful.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did this morning. This was, again, this is the idea here is what is best for you or what you're looking for, and it really helped me hearing this too. So to talk to you. So,
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that was good. All right, Mattew.
Can you guys hear that feedback?
Once in a while, I can.
I guess it's on Chris's end, because when he mutes, I don't hear it. Or he freezes up.
Yeah, nobody says anything. Well, that's okay.
No, I'm just goofing around. So, all right, so talk to us, Matt. Let's, talk about the.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get serious about putting together my workshop in person, getting it out to the community, and drawing people to come see me in some way, right? And everything I've been reading with the Janet Switzer thing on Jack's website through the Train the Trainer and some other books I've read, and then it came up with Xander again, was, you got to answer these 3 questions to have a really solid business. And the number 1 is, who's your target audience? And then, like, what is their pain point? And then how do I bring the solution to relieve the pain? And Chris, I think we might have mentioned it before in a call, but I feel like I'm very broad. Like, I can help everybody. Whatever your problem is, I can help, but I understand the when you put a flyer together or some sort of marketing material to bring people to you, that's too vague, you know. And I'm curious, like, would you guys even know how to say what's Jack's target audience? Or, you know, Jack might be a bad example because he's big and he's well known, you know, his name carries weight, but just how to say
30-second speech.
Mm-hmm.
The elevator pitch.
Mm-hmm.
He says that I work with entrepreneurs, organizations that want to double their income, or, you know, he lines out 3 people.
Okay.
I mean, I think those are the things. Like, you know, the other one is who's going to be able to pay you what you think you're, like, where are you starting?
Sure.
So for me, my target to start, to build a populist piece, I started thinking about this, is I am an expert in medical device. That's where I should start.
Yeah.
Here's the pain point that people have. The target audience would be medical device companies or life science companies who are struggling with their CAPA, right? Their corrective action, preventative action. And that's my target. This is their pain point, and this is how I can help. I can show you how to build a great CAPA culture. Bam. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Out of that, people come up and go, oh, this is great. This is wonderful. I go, well, I also do seminars for individuals. And then you say, let me get your information. Do you think some of these things will help you in your personal life also if they come up to you and talk to you? Just, I also offer coaching for executives or individuals or whatever it is that other product that you're going to sell. I think where do you feel your expertise? It's like, JoAnna, I mean, the best place for you to start, obviously, is with real estate, right? There's a lot of value you can bring from your expertise there and weave in.
And that's all I've ever done until going through the success principles.
Right. But then develop that populist piece. I like this, Jill, and I'm sorry Jill didn't make it, but she has the idea of like a vision board. You say, well, a good way is I have a vision boarding webinar or vision boarding seminar, workshop. Workshop is the word I was looking for. Workshop that I do once a month. Would you like to be in it? So have some kind of product that you're doing once a month that you could lead them into, and just say, look, I'm going to commit to it, and say, I'm limited to 20. And, the class size is limited. If you're interested, let me know. And you put them on a list, and that becomes your drip list.
To go on to that as well, there's a huge need for networking groups, Rotary groups, chamber groups to have keynote speakers. And they probably don't pay because they don't have budgets, but they have people who have been sent by their companies to go to these events, or they're business owners. And with the format that we have here, and you already know how to very skillfully do a 20-minute TED Talk pitch, all they need is a little bit of what you do to get them to want you back.
Okay.
So I would say, dedicate at least a couple days a week to getting in front of as many audiences of business people, maybe the Teachers Association, the targets that have worked for you so far that might already be warm leads for you to get into.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not suggesting that you speak for free for long, but that's the best way to get in front of the people that have budgets, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Because like you said, that
you have a broader topic opportunity than just real estate or just medical devices, which I agree on the niche part. And I think that'll evolve as your time goes by. You'll find the place that always has the budget, but I think the beauty of the success principles and the way you formatted it with choice as a superpower, it does cross over to a lot of things. So I could see how finding the niche seems a little challenging, but I think the niche could be, I'm going to make sure that when I'm giving my free talks, I'm in front of people that can pay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like you said, the free talk though could be a nice little infomercial, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's exactly what it is. And if you are contacting productive networking groups, Rotary groups, the teacher group, I would even say real estate in your community, they're always looking for, people in a sales meeting that aren't selling something, like hard selling something, do motivation. And anybody that's not from their own industry is always more credible because they're new and different. You can't be a prophet in your own land. So there may be, I feel like that's really a strong opportunity. And if you could commit yourself to a couple days a week and finding out where those are, they should be super easy to find online.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a big one that's international, in your local Rotary chamber. Because you can do chamber volunteer stuff without having to pay the expensive fees of joining the chamber unless that's, more economical in your area.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's great ideas. I do like the idea of the vision board, like have a product. I'm not sure vision board's what I'd want to do, but I like the idea of having a product to offer like that.
I haven't done this yet, but my best friend that I travel with and I do coaching for her group uses lead pages, and she does just a really short little download. I mean, hers is as simple as, and it doesn't even really sound like it matches her business. It's a style guide, how to find your personal style.
Okay.
So maybe how to find your superpower, and ask 5 questions about that people don't. What do you really want? How soon do you want it? The parts of your presentation that do ask the questions and make people stop and think. And that way you're lead capturing, you're building a list, because that really applies largely to the online platform. But the idea is to build the list, build the following. Because if I looked you up, if I heard you somewhere and I looked up Choices of Superpower business page and you had 10,000 followers or even 500 followers and you're in my community, I'd say, oh, well, he's legit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be people that would be in front of you face to face. But if you can develop a little bit of an online, so they want to go check you out. When someone says, hey, I saw this great speaker and I saw him at lunch, we should talk to him. And the first thing they're going to do is Google your name, what's coming up. So the online presence is important to build as well.
Okay. No, that's good too. I know I got to get into that. Yeah.
But you can do it on social media for cheap and free. Get a lot of leverage fast.
Yeah. It's interesting because I know my target audience is me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? And really what kind of how I came to the coaching thing was like a lot of people I would deal with on a daily basis. I'm like, hey, JoAnna, what's up? Or how you doing? And you'd go, living the dream. And I hate that answer because, I'm like,
that's Brian's answer, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it was. And it was very popular. But the point behind it is life sucks. I hate this job, but I'm just sitting here. I'm getting through the day. And I was tired of getting through the day as well. I'm tired of working for a weekend. And that's a Huey Lewis song, by the way. And then, so I'm trying to, but like I said, that's still a little vague, but it is kind of like, I guess who I want to help is you want more out of life. I can teach you your superpower, right? And then Chris, you said something like Jack, I guess he lists like 3 things. I kind of like that too. So my niche could be, I help people and businesses get more engaged in life for, bigger and better results or something like that, I guess. I appreciate you talking because I've never built a business or started one and never had to think about this stuff before.
Well, that's another point about social media is you can see what automatically gets responded to. So you don't have to say, hey, I'm trying out this new thing. Just put out, hey, do you want to know more about ABC? And if you get a ton of comments, a ton of interaction, you'll know that's a good, if you go 2 days and you get 2 likes, okay, change the words, change the, and do it on your personal page. And I know this from real estate is your personal, are you socially engaged, like heavily in social media? No. Okay. You can do it fast. You can do it real fast.
Okay.
And especially with your wife's networking abilities, which I can only imagine how phenomenal they probably are with her work. She's great with people, just even friending the people that she knows that, and people are immediately, that is your free gold mine.
Okay. I like that. Just throw it out there and see what happens, right?
Use the Train the Trainer online too, because we all know what you're trying to do, and you've got an audience that knows really some of the best answers. So even try it out there. The Train the Trainer online, or which are you in the online program or the
online?
I found I'm always impressed with the questions that get asked there, and I know why they're asking, and I'm happy to help.
Okay, awesome. It's a good. Cool. Thank you, guys. That's good.
You're in sales.
Mm-hmm.
It might be worth, doing something. Look, I'm working for, salespeople who want to go to the next level. I help salespeople get to the next level I help entrepreneurs or business owners, entrepreneurs, salespeople, and something like that. Salespeople, entrepreneurs, salespeople, and business owners have a breakthrough, get to the next level. What does that mean? I help them create a breakthrough or whatever it is. Breakthrough in their business or in their life, something like that. But, as soon as you find it, you're going to know it.
Yeah. I thought about that because I do have a lot of sales experience, but I do not want to be a sales coach.
Okay.
No, I really don't want that to be my thing.
Well, the thing about salespeople is they need balance. And so maybe just even fixing that pain point of not that you're helping them go necessarily from production to management or something, but the pain point of sales, all of this works. I mean, even you guys just helped me today with, here I'm, talking about selling real estate, and you helped me find the life opportunities to pull that together. So they are also the people that will pay you. So you don't have to go in and talk about numbers and production as much as helping. I mean, every time I've done personal growth work, my business has improved. Shocking. And they weren't always sales trainings.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Because maybe it's more about instead of just increasing your sales, it's like getting clarity on what you really want. There's probably a lot of salespeople don't have goals, like real goals, or every salesperson has like a number, but it's like, I like that. Maybe there's.
Even going to Nicaragua, I'm more excited about working than I ever had before because now I can see what I can do with my resources, and so it was finding that thing outside of work that got me more excited to do the harder parts.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe, like you said, it's not a sales coach. It's like, I help salespeople, develop their balance of life. Huh? What? Something like that. So, if you don't want to be I get it, don't want to be a sales guy. It's about the numbers, about these kind of things, but you can teach them, like, what is your vision? You want a balance of life? Do you want more sales? Do you want to be the top rep? Or do you want something that's more, manageable for you? How do you align your goals with the goals of your boss, your company, or whatever, with what you want? And I think it doesn't have to be, this is how you do this, and these are the sales techniques. And it's more personal development. And saying, people go, oh, so you're a sales coach. Actually, I'm not. You position yourself that way.
Yeah.
Teach people the principles to be successful. That may translate into greater sales, or it may translate into a better relationship, balance of life and relationship with their family and friends. But I'm not teaching hardcore sales. I'm teaching it can translate into better sales. But what I'm focused on is how do you develop that balance of life, especially for business owners. Look, you look at that when I help business owners, salespeople, or entrepreneurs have more success in their business and more balance of life.
I like it.
I like that one. I'm not about. Because isn't that the struggle? I mean, I know a lot of people who start in their business and man, they do not have a balance of life.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. And what do they need? What they need to go is, how do I train my replacement? You have to learn to let go. Like, what does the ideal state look for you? Is it you on your feet for 12 hours a day in the restaurant cooking and managing people? Or is it you teaching people how to do this and telling them about customer service and how you want them and making them feel part of the team? You do that, and life's going to get easy. You'll be able to take your week off vacation.
Well, and we know this. If people's personal lives are in order and fulfilling, usually their work performance and their satisfaction with work is high. And what you're coaching is helping with that life satisfaction side. So it's going to have an automatic effect to the business side, but you'll catch their attention because the pain point is probably exhaustion, stress, lack of money, lack of balance. Somebody in their family is irritated with them because they work all the time, or they're in a work situation that maybe isn't their best fit, and figuring out what's motivating them on the life side might help them make professional decisions. So I really want to go into partnership with this person and have them run all over me like Chris is, giving those examples. He knows if you weren't clear on what you wanted, you might have stayed in that scenario longer than you maybe would have if you weren't aware. So I think that people don't, if they've got pain at home or in their personal life, they probably don't want to lead with that. But at the same time, that's the pain point you're solving.
Sure.
The solution comes from the work satisfaction, or maybe it's time to change careers, and people don't ever slow down time to think about that if they're working 12, 15 hours a day trying to make the ends meet, and they're miserable because it's not the right job for them.
Right. No, that's really good. I appreciate that perspective.
That was the heart talk I had with my mom. With my wife.
Freudian slip again, man.
Oh my gosh.
Mommy issues.
I need therapy. Well, no, I mean, to that point, that was a conversation I had with my wife. I said, look, I know what I want to do. There has to be a way for me, for smart people, to figure out a way for me to be able to do what I want to do, for you to be able to do what you want to do, us both get what we want and be successful at it. As opposed to where we were before, which is my wife's working on this thing and she hopes it's going to pay out. So I'm going back to work to fill the short-term gap. And I said, look, I want us focusing on this is what I want. This is what you want. How do we align those two to get exactly what we want out of our lives? And that was the conversation we had to have. And it was tears, and there was, emotions, and there was all kinds of stuff going on.
You dropped that one in when you talked to Brian about the car business. But you're right, it's powerful. But until you know what the heart talk is, how can you take that tool and use it anywhere? So Matt, there's a good example of that. If we didn't know that tool.
Yeah.
Or any of the others that you teach so well.
JoAnna. No, that is good. That's really good. I like that. Thank you.
So it's, you get clarity on what you want. I mean, it's, this is the whole choice is your superpower, and it's catchy. People will get it. We'll talk offline, Matt. Maybe it's something for us to create a page for both of us, like choice is your superpower. We'll have a Facebook page, and you and I can both listen to it, and we can see what kind of reaction we get out of it. My wife is good at this stuff, but it's, let's do this. Hey, we're starting a page.
I'd love to follow along with you guys on that, because I have the lifestyle design coaching piece that isn't. It's probably third on my list of things right now because I need to make money. But watching how you guys evolve with this, I'd love to be close to that situation.
Sure.
Well, look at when it comes to social media, I go, hey, can you do something on this to make it? But I think it makes sense to do that. So any input that you would give, and I'm sure you have content, that would be good for us all to put content on there.
Well, collaboration's powerful. On these retreats that I teach on, it's never just the leader. They always bring in additional coaches, additional speakers to add credibility, to add volume. Because I would love for some of my community to follow you, and for me to be able to recommend your page on my social media. Hey, this is my friend Matt. He's got such a great platform. Then they do call you and say, yeah, for $5,000, will you come in for this half-day workshop?
Yeah.
And I would say having your pricing figured out, because you'll be surprised how fast someone says, what do you charge? And as soon as you don't have an answer, they're like, oh, he's new, he doesn't know. So you can say, well, my normal rate is $1,200 plus travel. If they're like, well, it's a church group or a youth group, I could probably do it. It's driving distance. I could reduce it to $300. So you put a higher price on your time and get a couple scenarios that you've got your quick answer.
Okay.
And don't put your pricing on your website ever.
Yeah. That I think I know. Okay.
But if you have your answer, but you're willing to be flexible, then that helps you with that conversion conversation.
Sure. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah.
And the other part that we spoke about is, what is your product? I'm interested. So what do you do?
Yeah. Well, I think the two products I want is an in-person workshop, and then I also want to be able to offer an online webinar workshop. The online webinar one, I'm thinking though, will need to be like an hour to 90 minutes tops. Do you agree with that?
I think in general on the webinars, short, more frequent is a much better way to go. If I'm in a room, I am less likely to be distracted. If I'm sitting on the webinar, dogs barking, kids coming in, the wife, you start trying to do that, a 4-hour workshop online. I just, 4-hour all day workshop online. It's much better doing a series, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would sign up for a all day workshop. Cause I'm just like, you don't have the connection, it's like, keep it tight.
Okay.
Keep it tight and, content oriented and be able to see and work out those pieces that are interactive for people. Like we've been doing here. Like what's gonna engage people online? So that's my opinion.
The coaching community online is huge on podcasts because you can listen. People are kind of already trained to do book on tape or audible, and that's exactly what Chris is saying. You can take your workshop, break it into, if the workshop's 3 hours, break it into 7, 8, 20, 30-minute podcasts that people will do I listen to a podcast every time I get on a treadmill.
Okay.
So video, doesn't always work for that, but I think you could take the content and then you could record it during your workshop. And if you need to, obviously, at least you'll have the content, so you don't have to rewrite the content for the webinar or for the podcast, and then make sure you're in a good sound studio for the recording. And if you need, works really well. There are interviews. You have your expert, whether it could be one of us. They don't know who we are.
Yeah.
Here are the 20 questions I want to answer, and then you can get the Q&A to get you through there if you need to extend it, if it's not just talking, because the conversational podcasts are easier to listen to and more interesting.
Okay.
The host asks a question and then you're saying, what's the answer? But I would look up a couple of good podcasts that kind of in our industry and listen to how they format them, because they're really effective.
Okay.
And you can still charge for them if you want to. You can do like a $1.99 download. You can get an app. Then you're not having to do the visual side and the video production side, which is more expensive than audio production.
Sure.
Just some ideas on that.
This came up for me. Thank you for sharing that, JoAnna. This came up doing interviews. I think we should just do it. We should interview each other, get other Jack Canfield people. They're allowed to get themselves out there. Some kind of, look, I'm going to be doing an interview today with JoAnna. She's an expert in real estate. She also works with a fantastic charity helping children. We're going to talk about her today, about some of the principles that have made her successful. So, JoAnna, and I will be talking with Matt today. He's a certified success coach. He works in sales. He's worked with schools. He's going to be talking to us about some of those principles that you want to be able to be teaching teachers and also children about how to be more successful, how to have more self-confidence. So, Matt, please tell us about, and
it turns into a conversation. So I can say, Matt, when we were talking about the choice is your superpower, and you said, what do you really want? And, that really helped me slow down and think about so it becomes very conversational.
Yeah.
And edits. So if we get something we don't like, or we're like, oh, one of us said the wrong word, or then it can be edited.
Sure.
We can endorse you when really you're interviewing, whoever is an expert, and then say, this principle that I learned from you a while back. So it's almost, it's not fake, but I mean, you guys are my coaches.
Sure,
I'm getting valuable content from you. So
sure.
I think we're onto something.
Maybe we could do that next week, is spend the whole time or part of the time, depending on who shows up, on just creating some questions and then do it. And then, Chris, that could be a good thing for this forum too, is like get Ronnie St. Pucci and say, hey, can we bring you on our web thing? And, we just want to interview you for that could be a way.
I think that's a good idea. Let's noodle that one for next week.
Because we only know about 300 people that want to be coaches.
Yeah.
And probably aren't going to get us too off base on an interview if we're success principles oriented.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I like the idea of that a lot. Because like you said, then, that would help all of us, just creating great questions to ask people. And then we just kind of get the ball rolling. Really, right?
Yeah, this might be a good format to do that also, is just do it. I mean, what I would say is I think we should just do it. Like, the questions will naturally come out of what we're doing. if you want to do some prep work for the questions, that would make it accelerate further.
I do.
So
I think if we had the questions ahead of time and we could think about the right answer, and if you look at webinars from, at least in the real estate industry, they do frequently get 3 or 4 experts on a Zoom. They hit record in their office. Even the ones that have like 20,000 views or 2 million views, one of the speakers on an earbud talking, and people, listen to it, and then they track that person and hire them for coaching or whatever, because they get to see them in action. So even the fact that we record these, I think, could be valuable, and it's real candid. I mean, if I were a new agent, I love watching those. I send my new agents to watching those conversations, new coaches, and it's something that if we like it well enough to make it public, it's something they'll find when they Google "choice is your superpower."
Yeah.
Hey, just so I'm clear, we're thinking about like just interviewing people for like a podcast type thing to put out to the public versus let's get someone online who's a coach and then we ask them questions to learn for ourselves. Or is it kind of one and the same?
It could be to build your credibility or each of our credibilities of having something to post, but it could evolve into a few things. But I think this helps us get people engaged too, because this may be one of those last Saturday of the month we do this interview process. The rest of them we're practicing our keynotes. Or we're building our keynotes. I think we can get that into the pattern, but I do think it'd be a good way to get more people engaged that we're the right people.
You know what? It's also a marketing arm.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we're doing.
You're such an expert. We want to interview you. Please join our group.
So I'm going to just say, so next week I'm going to do this. I'll put some questions together and I will, interview. You want to just, interview each other? Do you want
I'm
me to
not here next week. I'm in Nicaragua. So whatever you guys want to work out, but make sure it's recorded so I can catch up with it.
All right. So you won't be on the call next week?
No, I'll be in Nicaragua. Probably no video.
All right. Well, have fun in Nicaragua. And help lots of people.
No internet. That'll might be fun.
Oh my God, what are you going to do?
It doesn't take me long.
Well, Matt, how about this then next week? Why don't you and I just work on questions and let's just let's do an interview together. So let's have some questions. I'll interview you for 15 minutes and then you interview me. We'll just get practice doing it. Why don't you write up some questions? I'll write up some questions. We'll just record it and you can look at it later and give us some feedback on it.
Yeah. Will you loop me into the questions?
We do what?
Loop me into the questions in case I don't actually leave until Wednesday night. So if there's anything I can, contribute or add it to.
Okay, we could start emailing the questions out to each other as a group, like
share a document or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I think one of the other things is knowing who your subject is beforehand and having things that are tailored to them.
Sure.
So I think I'll intend on, I know you pretty well now, Mattew.
Thank you, dude.
But this actually think would be, I think of my friend who's the professional,
football player.
I think of, like you said, Ronnie. I think of some of the other coaches and saying, look, you do this. Like even Rod.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, saying, Rod, you're the CEO of a company. What has made you develop this successful business in the car industry? I mean, there's not too many, people doing your kind of work in the U.S. We hear all these stories, we hear all these stories of people moving overseas. Why are you successful here in the U.S.? Like people that we know who are experts in, and they're going to be talking about the success principles, and we can kind of move them through it and say, "Wow, that was really interesting, Rod." What I hear in this is this kind of principle in here. We all understand that kind of piece. Is that playing to your blah blah blah? And so work around that. I like this idea of maybe the last meeting of the month being interview.
I like it. I like this. This feels good. I like this idea.
Yeah.
Right. So glad you asked the question an hour ago. Good job.
Yeah. Look at us. Look at us growing together.
I tell you, this is one of my favorite hours of the week. I really appreciate you guys.
Oh, cool. Yeah, me too. So it's already 8 o'clock, man.
Yeah.
That went quick.
So we'll end on appreciation. So Jen, I'll echo what you just said. It gets me primed and pumped for the week. I start thinking about the possibilities and how I can do and be better. So I thank you all for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I know we kind of come to this with our own growth in mind, but helping each other like this is awesome. Like you said, it's really a positive thing, and I enjoy this a lot. So thank you guys.
Great.
All right. So
Happy Saturday. I'm off
Hey,
to the
JoAnna, happy Mother's Day to you, JoAnna.
Mother's
you.
Day.
Thank you.
Yeah. You got any big plans?
That's the point. No big plans. Other than I'm here at Happy Hollow. This is I mean, when you said backyard, Chris, that's my front yard.
Oh, that's awesome.
My backyard, I don't know if you can't really see through the window. So I'm in my happy place today and tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Chicago on Monday. So thank you all. Enjoy your celebrating your wives and mothers too.
All right. Sounds good. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Seriously, bye.